our North Star Academy. We are the home of the Griffins. That's our mascot, and we call our students scholars. So you'll hear me refer often to them as scholars. We definitely feel like a school of just amazing humans kind of coming together, and we really love the work that we do with our kids. We were established in 1997. We do use a specialized curriculum. So what that looks like is called a compacted curriculum, and I'll explain a little bit more. But our three pillars, sorry, we're used to the four pillars with the county reopening plans, but our three pillars at school are depth, complexity, and rigor. So these are really what we focus on with our teachers and our teacher training and in their instruction. We use a lot of differentiated instruction, looking at how we can meet students who might need a little bit more extension on something, maybe a little bit of remediation, but we don't do a lot of remediation. Most of our students are reading at or above grade level and functioning in math at or above grade level. So because we do this compacted curriculum, we are able to fit in end-of-day enrichment programs, which is great because it really gives kids the time and the space to pursue their personal passions, what it is that they love. One of my favorite stories is actually about our little Greta here on the picture. She was super passionate about the environment, about global warming, and just doing some education around sort of how we can look at that as a community. She led a climate strike. She's been working with our school board trustees to build a bigger picture around the district about the impact of our school and what it has, the impact of all of our schools really, and our role in climate change. So we really encourage students to pursue their passion and to sort of get excited about those things that they really enjoy. We do in a normal day or a normal year, we have a lot of field trips because we believe highly in experiential learning. Obviously, we're not able to take physical field trips now, but we are doing a few virtual field trips as we can find them. So you might be asking, what is compacted curriculum? What does that mean? So what we do is we assess students early and figure out what they know and what we can skip past. So we don't do a lot of review. We don't do a lot of remediation because we're able to see that our students, our scholars, pick things up quickly. And so we don't need to sort of keep going back and spiraling. We do some of it, but we really like to be able to move quickly through material. We also like to dive deep. One of the things that many of our teachers have asked is that students don't sort of work ahead in terms of curriculum. So if you're a second grader, we ask that you not be doing third grade curriculum because you're going to be doing that in third grade. You're just really going to be able to go deeply into the topics, and you're going to be able to really have a depth of knowledge around something that you wouldn't have gotten at a regular school. So if you feel like your child really enjoys thinking critically about things or thinking deeply about things, North Star could be a good fit. I often use this picture to demonstrate just sort of the awesome, quirky nature of our scholars. You can see that one student is waiting his turn in line for the tetherball, but he's using that time to read. And we see this across our campus all the time. Students really love reading. There's a real thirst for knowledge. And so they find all sorts of times and ways to do that. When you're looking at your child to see if they would be a good fit, the characteristics that we traditionally see in North Star children or scholars are that they're very inquisitive. Sometimes that can drive you a little crazy. They may ask you 50 different questions about any given topic, but we like to see that they really get into that notion of discovering or becoming experts in certain fields. We do like children who are good with flexible thinking. This can be difficult for a lot of our scholars as they've often been the fastest ones in their classes or kind of set aside to do extra work or different kind of work. And so they're not used to other kids who may be faster or have a different way of thinking. So we really like to encourage flexible thinking at North Star because it really really helps students see outside of just their perspective. We do, as I said before, we do go through things quickly. So we like students who pick things up quickly. Always open and fair-minded. They have to do a lot of group work and they're constantly sort of working with each other. So it's important that they're good with that notion of being open to other people's ideas. That can be hard sometimes. And students who really like information, right? They may study, I tell a story of one of my favorite students who at second grade had memorized the timetables for Caltrain because he was passionate about Caltrain. He could tell you what time, what station, how long it took to get from one station to the next. And so we see that with a lot of our students in North Star, that desire to totally immerse themselves in information and learn. And of course, students who enjoy learning, because we really focus on that. We do have an enrichment program. Miss Noriega, would you like to tell us a little bit about the enrichment program?
Sure. So enrichment at North Star is for all of the students have some exposure of enrichment. Our third graders in particular pretty much stay with their homeroom classes and experience enrichment within their own classes. Right now we have enrichment for third grade being typing. There's some math groupings. There's some writing groupings, different ways of bringing enrichment into the third grade classrooms. And then 4th through 8th grade, those classes all are mixed grade levels. So when it comes to enrichment from 2:15 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the scholars are able to select an enrichment based on interest. Our teachers, stick within their credentials, but really think outside the box. What can we bring into the classroom that would inspire and get our students to be critical thinkers and to be engaged and to use their voice and their passion? This past trimester, we just finished up enrichment and we'll head into a new enrichment come January. But this past trimester, we had the elections. That was probably the most highest in demand class. The student engagement in there was amazing. The students talked about it constantly. Some of the other enrichment choices this trimester was photography. We had a parent come in and actually lead that. That was well received. We have our school-wide newspaper. We have the KNSA, which is, the journalistic broadcasting group of students. When we are in session, pre-COVID times, we had theater, lots of different opportunities for the students. So basically all of the 4th through 8th grade teachers are offering an enrichment during that 2:15 to 3 o'clock block, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, during non-COVID would be Wednesday and Friday. They'll have choices to choose from. It's 45 minutes. And like I said, it's mixed grade.
What is as the parent's role at North Star? There's a lot of different ways that you can get involved. Our Parents Club is very active. In fact, we have a meeting on Thursday of this week. So the Parents Club focuses a lot on fundraising and on non-academic programs. They do, they're helpful with enrichment. They do, fun community building activities. So we find lots of ways to sort of bring the community together. 8:35 is our start time. School dismissal is anywhere between 2:55 and 3. It varies from year to year depending on the schedule, but ordinarily it's between 2:55 and 3. Thursdays are minimum days, traditionally with a 1:50 dismissal. This gives our teachers time for preparation and staff meetings and so forth. We do have 3 homerooms at each grade level, so about 90 students in total, 90, 91, depending on what else is needed in that classroom. So we have usually it's about a 30-to-1 ratio. We can assume, because we do have an active wait list, that our classes will be full. If somebody moves mid-year, you might drop 1, but for the most part, we maintain full classes. We do have a comprehensive PE program. So students have PE 4 times a week for an hour.